Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from Politico, specifically Politico magazine. It was published November 17th and is written by John McLaughlin. Why Putin keeps outsmarting Trump. You know, the funny thing is, they try to portray Trump as like some moron. Now, he legitimately won the election. Legitimately. In order to do that, he would have to be smarter and make better decisions than Hillary Clinton to win over the voters. So when you try to portray Trump as stupid as you are, you're basically saying that Hillary Clinton is the equivalent to the smartest kid with Down syndrome. And that isn't saying much. And you're trying to say that the election was stolen from her and that it was her time. Well, if you want someone of that moronic caliber, what does that say about you and your intelligence there, John? What does it say? I think it says you're a fucking moron. Huh. That pretty much sums you up, doesn't it? If you think you're going to portray Trump as this stupid, I mean, you know, I think that would sum you up perfectly. Because if you're going to portray Trump as stupid as you are, that means Hillary is even dumber than him. So you're either a complete moron or a disingenuous fuck. I'm going to go with the disingenuous fuck. When the art of the deal meets the KGB will always win. That's the main thing I took away from this past weekend's strange episode of President Donald Trump appearing to believe that Russian President Vladimir Putin actually believes Russia did not meddle in our 2016 election. Well, considering everything you people on the left have claimed has been proven to this point to be bullshit, you tried to steal, you tried to say that they hacked the election, hoping that people wouldn't know about the fact that none of the computerized voting machines were networked and that they didn't have access to them. The same with the optical scantron systems, and you sure as shit can't hack paper ballots, which some locations are still using. Or I should say some states or counties within states are using. So when that narrative failed, oh, well, it was influenced. Oh, yeah, and what were your examples? Sputnik and RT. Because they are funded by, you know, in part, because they do advertise, sell advertising, but they're funded in part by the Russian government because they did pieces critical of Hillary Clinton. That was your thing for influence, okay? And people kind of went, okay, is it true? And you kind of lost there. Then it was, you know, the PIS dossier, which has been completely discredited and still looks like, you know, a disingenuous, sleazy fuck. You've now got Hillary Clinton violating election laws, okay, and regulation because of what she paid for on that and paying Russians, and you're trying to say that that's opposition research when that's actually a crime, but you're trying to say when you do try to get information for free, which isn't a crime, is a crime, on the note of, you know, Trump Jr., which he isn't even a part of the campaign. And you're trying to muddy that fact. And then you go on from there, okay, with about the same time, you know, give or take, then you come up with this thing of, oh, Facebook and Twitter and all these bots. I mean, you had been saying the bots all along, okay, from the beginning. But then it turned into the fact of, with these bots and everything else, okay, oh, well, look at the influence they had. You had to expand, and you managed to scare the shit out of Mark Suckanut, because you were going to throw him under a bus, to where they found some quote-unquote evidence, a term I'm using very lightly, that goes to show your bullshit theory. But it goes way before the election and is a pissant, you know, little amount of $100,000 being spent, with most of it well before the election, before Trump even said he was going to be running for president. So here you are trying to say that Vladimir Putin, okay, is lying and that Russia did not meddle in the election, but everything you guys have claimed has been proven to this point to be a lie. Everything. So what does that say? You're a disingenuous, sleazy fuck or a complete moron. And like I said, I lean more towards the sleazy, disingenuous fuck. After his meeting with Putin in Vietnam, Trump initially gave the impression that he accepted Putin's assurances. Well, he has no reason not to, because everything you guys keep peddling to try to make Trump look illegitimate has turned out to be complete fucking bullshit. And at this point, it should have everyone and their mother look at you guys and I'm not just saying the majority of people now that consider you fake news and liars. I'm talking everyone should be looking at you that way at this point, because you've burned through what little credibility you've got. The president later sought to clarify that he continued to accept the assessment of U.S. intelligence agencies as currently led by fine people, that Russia had interfered, but thinks Putin actually believes Russia did not. Because Russia did not. He's trying to appease you stupid fucks. He's trying to appease the brainwashed, idiots that you're feeding this stupid shit to that actually believe it. Along the way, the president took a swipe at intelligence agency leaders from the Obama era, specifically James Clapper. Oh, you mean the stupid fuck who created the Council to Investigate Russia with Rob Reiner, a.k.a. fucking Meathead, who is a meathead? The one that ignores actual, Russian collusion and stuff that should be investigated because it's Hillary? Okay, and would lead right back to him and Obama and everyone else and pushes this stupid fake shit with Trump in Russia? You mean that Clapper? Because he's about as trustworthy as you can throw that fat fuck, okay, with one hand, okay, in a fucking sling. So, shut the fuck up. Seriously. John Brennan, sleazy little fuck. Okay, lied to Congress. The same with Clapper. Both lied to Congress. And you're going to use these people. And James Comey lied to Congress, okay? Was trying to hang Trump, all right? He did call them political hacks. So what? They are. What to make of this bizarre chapter? Bizarre chapter, excuse me. Bizarre chapter. If you think this is bizarre, then you're seriously delusional. Because you've pushed this false fucking narrative of Russia, Russia, Russia. You're at a point where you're losing with it now. But yet you're doubling and tripling and quadrupling down. That's bizarre. First, in all likelihood, the president probably really believes what he first said. Well, considering that there's absolutely no proof that you've presented, it's all been complete bullshit, false fucking claims. Okay, with no actual evidence, anonymous fucking sources, all this stupid fucking shit, okay, and ignoring Uranium One because, oh, what? Hillary Clinton is a private citizen now. But so you could still commit fucking crimes and be a private citizen. So the thing is, all right, here you are trying to push this Russian shit and there's no evidence for it with the note of Trump. So of course he believes it. He has no reason not to, because the preponderance of the facts, not the shit that you're putting out there, the propaganda, the lies, the crap you're spewing, not that, the actual facts, okay? Those things that you're trying to twist and hide and make disappear and completely, those things. They say that there was no interference. That Russia didn't do shit. I mean, just get a fucking clue. Hard as it is to apply logic to Trumpisms, let's try. He's actually pretty logical in what he says. If the intelligence community assessment was produced under the leadership of political hacks, and if the president means it when he calls the Russian investigation a hoax, his most frequent characterization of it, because it is, then it's only logical that he doubts the intelligence assessments and finds Putin's denial congenial. Oh my God! So Trumpism logic. So no. Basically, you're trying to make, because you're portraying Trump as a moron and a whack job and all that. So by presenting fact, by presenting a factual situation as a Trumpism, okay, you're trying to portray it as, this is how a moron whack job would look at it. But it's fact. This is so fucking sleazy. Prediction. It's only a matter of time before he returns to his first instinct that it's all a hoax. Yeah, because it is. That was the pattern of Charlottesville controversy. Oh, we got to bring in Charlottesville into this now, do we? See, this just goes to show how propagandistic, like sleaze, this fucking writer is and the shit that he's spewing here. After his clenched teeth teleprompter reading of a walkback of his imprudent first remarks, he eventually went on a rant that, rightly or wrongly, raised questions about his earlier condemnation of neo-Nazi groups. Bullshit! Whoa! Hold on. He wasn't clenched teeth, okay? And he's not Obama. He doesn't teleprompt read like Obama does, because you can tell that he has stuff up on the teleprompter, but then he goes off on his own fucking thing. So, yeah, and then you have Obama that if the teleprompter dies, the teleprompter in fucking chief. And he didn't walk back his first remarks. He was right in what he said. He condemned both sides. See, you're still upset that Antifa, little fuckwits who go around beating the shit out of people because they think they're fucking Nazis with absolutely no proof. You got to do with alopecia? Beat the fuck out of them. That's how they operate. They've actually been caught doing that shit. Oh, you see a police horse? Stab it right in the fucking neck. Okay? And you're trying to say that those people are nice? There were bad people on both sides. He didn't walk back shit. And he didn't go on a rant. He defended himself. Okay? What you call a rant when you're all trying to attack him and condemn him and he actually has to physically pull out what he said because you're taking and lying about what he said? That's not a rant. That's called self-defense, motherfucker. And rightly or wrongly raised questions about his early condemnation of neo-Nazi groups? No, he condemned them all, both sides. If you're saying both sides are bad, that means the fucking commie little fucks are bad, and the opposite side of the left coin, the fascists, the neo-Nazis, because they weren't right, okay, they're bad too. And here's the thing, you keep trying to push this fucking left-right shit and hang those little Nazi fucks around his neck. But Richard Spencer, before this shit, far-left commie who organized the Occupy shit, the National Socialist Party or Workers' Party or one of those that was there, right out of the WikiLeaks DNC Podesta email dumps, Hillary to Podesta, telling him when they get in office, the head of the group that I can't think of which exact one it is, okay, is Democrat. All right, he's nose deep in with the Clinton. All right, nose deep up the ass of Hillary Clinton. Okay, it says right in it that him or none of his people, neither him or any of his people, are to get a position in the White House, but he's to be briefed 4 times a week. So it was basically bad on both sides from the left, because you got 2 people who, to me, look like they could be, plants from the left to try to make the right look bad. with that right there. And you're literally going, well, there's condemnation. Well, guess what? Own them, because fascism, Nazism, they're derivatives of Marxism, and Marxism is an ideology of the left. That's why Antifa, the communists, share a lot of ideologies with the fascist Nazis, okay? That's why. That's on your end. Own that shit. Don't put it on the right. Own it. Second, the president is either incredibly naive or uninformed, or Putin is a remarkably good KGB-trained case officer, or all of the above. Well, why? Because he isn't helping you push your false narrative that basically is there to try to illegitimize him. Interesting. Dissembling is part of the intelligence art, but practiced nowhere better than in Russian intelligence and foreign policy. Oh yeah, they learned that along with the Chechen facelift. Facts, the evidence, even of our eyes, do not get in the way. Yeah, well... Yeah, you guys seem to ignore evidence that's right in front of your eyes, so shut the fuck up. Recall that Putin with a straight face denied in March 2014 that Russia had forces in Crimea, then part of independent Ukraine, even though we could see on TV that this was false. Okay, first off, if you're planning a military operation, you're not going to tip your hand. You're going to deny. Baby Bush did that. Papa Bush did that. Reagan did that with Grenada. They had everything ready to go, and then he went, yeah, we got it. They were still staging. And the thing is the people of Crimea, they voted. And in that vote, they voted to rejoin Russia. They voted for that because the overwhelming majority of them are ethnically Russian. I love how you sleazy fucks leave that out. And you also leave out the fact that the Ukrainian government was treating them like shit. You leave out the fact that tensions, okay, and that the Ukrainian government, because it didn't want to lose its economic ties with Russia, allowed it to happen. You did not like that on the left, on the note of the, Obamas and the Clintons and the Bidens, because, all of them were elbow deep or higher in this shit, okay, whether it was officially in a position or from behind the scenes. McCain, sleazy fuck that he is, GOP, the Republican side, in on it. And what was done was a legitimate government was overthrown by the Obama administration with those people to literally place into power Nazis, like actual Nazis, not neo-Nazis. We're talking about Nazis that have been there since the fucking days of Hitler and ran the country. We're talking about their descendants. They were instilled into power by the Obama administration. And as payment, Biden's son, as part of the payment, okay, got all of the gas and oil contracts that Russian companies had. And, you're trying to play it like this is a fucking, situation where Russia was bad in that. Okay, the CIA had to be involved in that overthrow. So now we go to that CIA hack, that political hack. Yeah, your credibility on trying to push this shit is non-existent. He then said Russia would not annex Crimea, which it proceeded to do almost immediately. Yeah, after there was a vote and the people voted to rejoin Russia. He admitted a month later that, well, Russian forces actually have been there. He might find it irresistible to repeat this pattern with the U.S. election if, at some point in the future, he stands to gain advantage by taking credit. Oh my God! You're trying to conflate his being head of state, keeping his military being there because of the plans for, Crimea to rejoin Russia. He's keeping that quiet. So you're trying to conflate that with the fact of taking credit. Oh, fucking A. There's no comparison. You can't conflate those two things. You cannot compare those two things. What the president doesn't get is that it's okay to tell the Russians they are lying. Yeah, and if he knew they were lying, he would tell them. He's not that fucking stupid. Okay, if he will call out in the age of identity politics, a handicapped reporter, okay, and then get blamed because he's, calling him out and speaking to the public about him, and with his normal hand gestures, you're saying he's making fun of the handicapped guy. If he'll do that in this politically correct age, okay, he's got no problems telling Putin that he's a fucking liar. It actually doesn't have to get in the way of dealing with them. No shit. You're just trying to make it sound like, well, he just doesn't want to upset him. This is the same guy that's got Mexico and Canada, okay. He's got the president of Mexico and fucking Trudeau literally pissing and shitting their pants about ending NAFTA. And you're trying to play this like this? Are you serious? Just get it out of the way and move on to business. They respect you most when they know that you know what they are talking about. Which is kind of why, Trudeau is now beta cucking himself to Trump. I have personally had to deliver tough messages in Moscow on behalf of the U.S. government when I knew that Russia would deny what we knew to be true. What works best is just to make that clear forcefully in a business-like manner as the diplo lingo goes and move on. You don't really need an admission. They just need to know that you know. That's enough. This works. No shit. And there's absolutely no proof of what you're trying to claim with Russia. And he'll call out Hillary. He'll call out a handicapped reporter, as I said, in this politically correct age. He'll call out the CNN guy in the White House press corps, okay, and call him fake news. He'll call him out. All right, he'll call out Lion Ted Cruz. So he's got no problems calling out people and calling them liars, especially Lion Ted. He is an example of that. I love how you try to play it like this and think that people don't have memories longer than fucking goldfish. Third, Trump crossed an important line in personally attacking the intelligence community's previous leaders. Bullshit! So Kennedy crossed that line? Because Kennedy fucking tore into him like there was no tomorrow and said he was going to splinter the fucking CIA into a million pieces. So what line are you talking about? If Kennedy did it and no one bitched about it, Trump didn't cross the line. Shut the fuck up. Disagreeing with their views on substantive grounds is fair game. Anyone working in the intelligence arena is used to vigorous and contentious debate on that. Bullshit! Bullshit! The Deep State are the Deep State. They've been running the show and lying for years. They lied about the Kennedy assassination. They were caught when they had to release these documents recently. The shit that is coming out goes to show that you cannot trust them. Are you kidding me? But to my knowledge, no president in the American intelligence community's 70-year history has ever called its leader political hacks. No, not political hacks, but Kennedy called them a hell of a lot worse, called them criminals, so that, called them, went basically short of saying that they were traitors and committing, and he said that they did commit treasonous acts. So shut the fuck up. Playing politics is the ultimate sin in American intelligence. And the ones most likely to call out the offenders are intelligence rank and file themselves. Bullshit. Not on the note of, like, the CIA. I mean, if we're talking the FBI, where you got an issue with what he called Comey. If you're talking about the FBI, the rank and file there did. They wanted to leave with Comey in charge. With the shit, after the shit that he pulled with Hillary. They were like, either he goes or we go. And people resigned. I love how you leave that fact out and don't think people are going to remember that little tidbit. Because, oh wait, if that happened, then they would understand that he is a political hack and that you're full of shit. Oh, you sleazy little fuck. The three attacked by the president are the most are the most dedicated public servants I've known. Well then, you're a lazy fuck and they're all just like them. Sleazy, lazy, criminal fucks that I've known. They inspire broad respect among the rank and file. Bullshit. There was a lot of people in the FBI with the shit that Comey pulled over the whole email deletion thing and Hillary and the emails and that had absolutely no respect for him. That wanted him gone. That said it's either us or him. Intelligence officers are thick-skinned. They will show up every day and do their jobs, but cannot help but find the president's comments dispiriting. A lot of them actually support him. And they know the deep state's in there. So shut the fuck up. You try to make it sound like it's this this bastion of you know, good, and the intelligence community is there to serve us. Then if that was the case, there wouldn't be the deep state. You know, the military-industrial complex with the CIA's involvement. You wouldn't have had JFK try to destroy the CIA. I mean, he had to have had a good fucking reason back then. I think one of them was Operation Northwoods. Let's see. Bay of Pigs. Yeah. There's all these engineered coups that they've done. You don't think that they're not doing that type of shit here in the U.S.? Are you fucking kidding me? And you're trying to play these people off as good people? On the note of the people that are in charge, I mean, you got the average Joe busting their hump, thinking that they're trying to do good for the, you know, they believe they're trying to do good for the country. Okay, and I got no problems with people like that. You know, the ground pounder types, the people that are out in the field. I got no problems with those people. It's the deep state fucks that are in charge that you're trying to defend right now. Fourth, the more the president continues to muddy the issue of Russian meddling, the less likely it is that we will take the steps urgently needed to defend ourselves from further attacks on our election system and other aspects of our political life. Well, first off, the whole thing of Russian hacking, which is what you're trying to imply with the election system, was proven complete bullshit. So, shut the fuck up on that. You didn't prove it. Stop talking about it. The other aspects of your political life, you mean the fact of free speech and a licensed, you know, company that is partially state funded by Russia, you know, doing news stories critical of Hillary Clinton? You got a problem with that? Because, oh, Russia partially paid, you know, their operating costs? Huh. That's just kind of fucking funny. Because I don't see you bitching about the Young Turks taking the millions that they did from, you know, Middle Eastern countries like Qatar, the 20 million that they took from the DNC, you know, which came from Hillary Clinton directly because the DNC was bankrupt, but yet they had $20 million to hand the Young Turks. I I don't hear you bitching about that, because that surely is going to influence their politics. And you know, basically equate to the same, I mean, on the note of Qatar, it definitely equates to the same thing that you're trying to claim with Russia, and there's actual proof with that with the Young Turks. I mean, and it's no different with the Democrats, you know, shoving $20 million up Chank's ass. That's the same exact type of situation, but you've got no problem with that, because it's the Democrats doing corruptive, you know, doing corrupt, sleazy, disgusting shit. Because it benefits you. Lord knows we are not doing enough nitty-gritty cyber defense work, as Attorney General Jeff Sessions acknowledged during this week's testimony. Well, here's the thing. We don't have much, actually anything, involved with our electoral process or electoral system that's connected directly to the internet. There's no need. There's no need for cyber defense work when you're literally reporting numbers physically. You're recording them and reporting them physically, whether they're recorded on site digitally or by paper ballot. But it don't matter. It doesn't matter, because they can't hack that shit. Well, most political energy. So he acknowledges that in testimony. While most political energy is going into the question of what Americans might have done to help the Russians. What Americans? Probably nothing, considering Russia, the shark that you've jumped and like haven't cleared and are about to fucking fall onto and get eaten. You haven't proved that. So you're not going to find any Americans. You know that, right? Until the president forcefully demands a federal effort to tighten our defenses for the 2018 and 2020 elections, the federal, state, and local effort will move slowly without sufficient urgency. That's how our system works. First off, you've had to move away from the whole hacking thing, but you're trying to imply it here, because there's absolutely no way they could hack our election. But yet you're saying that the president has to come out and put measures in place to defend us from that, when you guys were proven liars on that, and that there's absolutely no way that it could happen. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you that fucking stupid? Or do you think people are that fucking stupid? I think you think people are that fucking stupid, and either have forgotten because they have the attention span of a goldfish, or don't pay attention to shit, but all of a sudden today are going to be paying attention and see this. Finally, the sad fact in all of this is that the president is right to think we are going to need to work with the Russians on some issues of mutual interest. How is that a sad fact? You know, you fucked Russia. All right. You literally, all right, Obama and you sleazy fucks, because the Crimean people wanted to rejoin Russia. Okay, that was the catalyst. That was the beginning of this shit. Okay, with Russia, and trying to go after them. What is being done to them is the same exact shit that the United States did to Japan that led to them attacking Pearl Harbor. Okay, sanctions, that's economic warfare. Okay, we are attacking the economics of Russia with our sanctions and everything, and getting the rest of Europe to put sanctions against them. That should have led to a conflict by now. Putin has infinite fucking patience and wants to work with the United States and put this stupid bullshit aside. But you dumb fucks won't allow that to happen, because you need that scapegoat. And you're hoping, at least the people that are telling you to push this narrative are hoping, or if you're part of the deep state, from what the sounds of this when you're defending sleazebags, then you're trying to get them to attack. So shut the fuck up. You're basically a liar here saying, well, we need to work with them. Well, then lift the sanctions, because what we're doing is economic warfare. We have basically declared war on them unofficially. And that's not good for relations. Much as we might not want to deal with them or Syria, for example, Putin's successful defense of the Assad regime has created facts on the ground that, realistically, we cannot avoid in seeking a political settlement. The problem is that so long as the president persists in his current approach to Putin, few will trust him to exercise his vaunted art of the deal, which at this point is looking like it's just a clever book title. Oh yeah, so let's ignore how he created this successful business empire. Let's ignore all that type of shit and everything related to it, and just say he's he doesn't know what the fuck, he doesn't know how to make a deal. Bullshit. And the thing is, okay, those rebels that Obama was fucking, hooking up with arms and shit that McCain was had pictures taken with, were literally fucking ISIS. Literally. So you wanted to hand Syria to ISIS. I would rather have Assad, who is a progressive in the Middle East. Okay, the hijab shit. No. Like Western style. He wants them to have a Western life, which is good for the region. It was good until this trustworthy CIA you're talking about, okay, overthrew the government and the fucking, which led to the religious fucking zealots to getting control of Iran. I mean, you look, there were women in miniskirts smoking cigarettes and showing leg and wearing tight little tops and shit like that. Then the CIA showed up. And you want us to trust them when they say Russia? Russia? No. Don't work like that. You want us to trust them when they tried to fight the JFK files being put out, and in them it's showing that they've done some really sleazy fucking shit over the years? You want us to trust them? No, it don't work like that. Well, I think I've covered this well enough, so I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.